So, what happens on a DoorDash delivery requiring a PIN when you can't get the PIN number from the customer? What happens next in that situation? Well, for the first time, I ran into that today, and if you haven't run into this situation before, you're going to find out in today's video what happens. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So this is the order in question that I had today. Kind of a mediocre order here, $14, 11 and a half miles, 10 items to shop. It's just, I took it. And so here's the shopping list right here. Two packages of strawberries, some milk, I think it was three different kinds of waffles and some butter, bananas, and a box of cereal. Pretty straightforward. Didn't have any problems with the shop on this. Okay, so I see as soon as I'm heading out to my car, I see the instructions here that it's a hand to customer, PIN required, and I also see here with the instructions, call me as soon as you pull up. Okay, fine. So I get to the customer and park the car, whatever. It's an apartment complex, and I go to call, and the phone's just ringing. Nobody's answering. Okay, so while that is going on, I send my first message, and that's the message that I send on all hand to customer orders. Hello, this is Joe, your dasher. I've arrived with your order and now getting out of my car to deliver. Okay. Send that message, hang up the phone. Okay, I get out of the car, go to the customer's door. There's actually two doorbells, so I just rang both of them. There was the newer one, newer style that has the camera and the whole monitor system, and then like an old doorbell. Ring the doorbells, nobody's coming to the door, and then a recording comes on that says, sorry, nobody's able to come to the door right now. If you choose to, you can leave a message at this time. And I'm sorry, but I don't leave voice messages. I don't, when I call a customer and it goes to voicemail, I don't leave messages on there, and I'm not going to leave a voice message on a doorbell recording system either. So that's just me. So I immediately sent my next message. I need a PIN number for this order. Okay, so I'm standing there, and it's becoming apparent that nobody's going to come to the door, no matter what it looks like. Now, I'm thinking that I'm gonna, well, if I don't get a PIN, I can't deliver this order. That's what I'm thinking. And well, it looks like I'm gonna, get to keep these groceries here. I'm a diabetic, so I can't do the waffles or the cereal. What else was in the order? The strawberries I could probably eat, and I doubt I would. My wife would probably do that milk, and I do the strawberries and bananas, but the whole rest of this is my wife. So, and it's because like when I used to do alcohol, and I'd go to a customer either didn't have an ID, or one time I scanned an ID and it was expired. Well, you can't deliver it. And then I just got to walk away and keep that order in those cases. And that's what I thought sure was going to happen with this order. So, but okay, so after I send that message, wait, you see here, I waited another minute, nothing's happening. So then I click on the option that I can't get the PIN. Okay, so then this is the screen I came to. Customer can't provide PIN, and add a detailed description. And I put in the box, called customer upon arrival, no answer, rang doorbell and received a recorded message that they cannot come to the door, asked for a PIN in chat message, no reply. Okay. And I hit submit. Now, I didn't take a screenshot of the next screen, but hit the submit button. Like I said, expecting to see a message that you can't deliver the order. But instead, I saw the complete delivery button. I'm like, what? So you're even without a pin, you're still. Well, what's the point of having the pin if you can still make the delivery without it? What? That I don't know, guys. That didn't make any sense to me. Um, but I wasn't gonna. I needed more documentation than this and more screenshots. I'm not just gonna. I took a screenshot of this, but I'm not just gonna leave the order at the door without like more documentation. So I backed out. And if I am gonna complete the delivery, so the next thing I did was took a picture of the order at the door, and then my second message that I send on hand to customer: order delivered. Thank you for placing your DoorDash order today. Boom, screenshot. There's and I got all the documentation now that I need to complete the delivery. Then I had to go back and I had to put this message in now a second time. The second time I didn't type it all in. Now I went back to my car and did all that by voice, um, and resubmitted it, the explanation, then complete delivery, and then then it was completed. And then so here's the and no surprise here, zero tip on that order. Like I said, not surprising at all. That was to be expected. But so like I said, I don't know that I'm a little bit confused. I was a proponent of the PIN system. I was in favor of it. And hey, way to go, DoorDash. This is what should be done here on hand to customer. I know some Dashers don't like it. They can't stand the PIN system. I'm a proponent for it, but not so much now when now I know that without the pin you still just deliver the order. um I think lastly I'll say here, I think there's problems with this pin system, and I think DoorDash just needs to make some adjustment. It's like it's like an app or any of your apps or whatever that has bugs and needs fixes or whatever, and you download an update every few weeks or whatever. Well, same with this whole pin system. We need to work out the bugs here, which I would have assumed would have already been done by now. They've been using the pin for months, if not over a year. And the kinks haven't been worked out of this yet. I don't know. But I've got this example here, and I've talked about in past videos how I have other orders where it's like I see a message that it's a PIN required when you get to the customer. And then I get to the customer and the app doesn't ask for a PIN. I just had one yesterday. And about once a week or so, I have one of those where it says PIN is going to be required, but then I get there and the app does not request a PIN from me. And this has only happened one or two times, but I've gotten to a customer and they've given me a PIN number, but I didn't. There's nowhere to enter a PIN in the app, and I wasn't told that there was even going to be a pin, or completely unaware of that. The customer gives me a pin, but I'm not being asked for one. So that's happened at least once, like I said, maybe twice. And then this whole thing here today. So I just, like I said again in closing, I like the pin system. I'm a proponent of it, but it needs to be fixed here and worked on, I think. But anyway, um, that's the video for today. Now you know that if now you don't have to stress about, well, I wonder what happens if the customer doesn't come to the door and I don't. What happens if I don't get a pin? Well, now you know. You just deliver it anyway, I guess. It's I'll shut up. I'll shut up about it. But that gets me, guys. That gets me. Thanks so much for watching. As always, be sure to drive safe out there. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. I got stories like this on practically almost on a daily basis. As I continue my adventures of DoorDash driving. And we'll see you again at the next video. Thanks again.